Hello, my lovely Gemini. Welcome to your reading for mid-August 2023. My name is Natasha, also known as Nurse Natasha. If you're new here, welcome. If you're old here, welcome back. This is for Gemini, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus, so be sure to check all of those. Remember that some of it might be for you, some of it might be for another Gemini, so take what resonates, leave the rest. We're going to get right into it. We're going to do a little past, present, and future. I'm going to shuffle while I kind of tell you what's happening astrologically right now. So I am actually filming these under the new moon in Leo. The new moon in Leo is on August 16th. The moon just entered Leo. We started the month with a full super moon in Aquarius. We're ending the month with a full super blue moon in Pisces. So the second, if we have a second full moon in a month, which is very rare, that's why you hear once in a blue moon, it's called the blue moon, and in honor of that, I am doing 22% off everything I offer for the entire month of August with code Blue Moon. So if you want a personal reading, you want any of my courses, my ebooks, all the things, they're all 22% off. All the links will be in the description box. And because I'm filming this under the new moon in Leo, I want to know what you're manifesting. So drop it in the comments, my Gemini lovelies. Drop it in the comments what you're manifesting and claim it under this new moon in Leo. And let's get right on into this reading. We're starting with past, what was going on for my Geminis in the recent past. We have the Seven of Wands at the bottom of the deck. I believe Aries had that at the bottom of the deck as well in the past. We're having a lot of repeat cards for everybody, a very collective kind of energy happening. All right. Yeah, we have the Seven of Wands and the Strength card right behind it. Like, you've been going through it a little bit, my lovely Geminis, but you're persevering. Persevering. Strength card, card of Leo. Seven of Wands, defending your place at the top of the hill, defending your victory. You're on the defensive because you're like, I have worked so hard to get where I am. Or like, maybe it's also just like a lot of things are just like coming at you and you feel like you've been in that defensive energy for some time. But you've kept going, which is the key. We have the Knight of Pentacles, King of Wands, Five of Swords, and the Six of Swords, Nine of Cups, Knight of Wands. These are kind of like different energies here, but I think what this is, Gemini, is kind of the conflicting energies inside you and what's like keeping you going, because this Seven of Wands and the Strength card, like, again, it's been rough. It's been hard. It's been like one thing right after another. And you're like, how much longer do I have to keep going, right? The universe keeps saying, like, keep going, keep going, keep going. Strength card, like, and you're like, but I'm tired of this, Grandpa. And the universe is like, well, that's too damn bad. Because you're like Seven of Wands. You're like, I'm tired of defending what I got going on here. I'm tired of like constantly like fighting off these attacks. It's felt very slow, right? Knight of Pentacles, all knights are on a mission. The Knight of Pentacles is the slowest knight. Like, it's felt like, I'm hearing that, what is that, like a turtle walking through peanut butter? Like, you're like, oh my gosh, it's been so slow. It's been just like, you know, underneath that is the Six of Swords. Like, I'm really trying to move on, right? I'm trying to get out of this. I'm trying to like move to calmer shores, Six of Swords. I'm trying to migrate. I'm trying to let go, but it's just felt like pulling teeth. It's just felt like so slow, like molasses. You're like, oh my goodness. What's keeping you going, right? King of Wands, that's kind of that passion. What's keeping you going is the hope that there is a Nine of Cups. Wish come true, wish fulfillment, living your best life, living your dreams. You know, dream come true. That's what's keeping you going. King of Wands is the king of fire, king of passion. You know, he goes for it. He is the big boss, like making money moves, doing the big things that they need, that are driven by passion, right? And that's your, I think, your Nine of Cups, is to be able to do what you want, to be able to do your passions, to not have to kind of maybe be stuck in that like corporate life or, you know, anything that isn't lighting your fire. You're like, that's what you're trying to get away from, right? Six of Swords, that's what you're trying to move on from. You're like, oh my God, but it feels very slow. The good news is that something is coming in fast, right? We have the Knight of Wands with the Five of Swords. I think because the Five of Swords is that, again, fighting kind of energy, whereas the Five of Wands is like being on the offensive. Again, Five of Swords is more of like a defensive, slowly putting the swords down. And it's a fight in the mind, right? Swords is the mental, the intellect, and the Five of Swords is like you've been arguing with yourself, I think, in your brain, like, I don't know what to do, because you can't get, right? The Six of Swords comes after the Five of Swords. And if you're stuck in the Five of Swords, how are you going to get the Six of Swords? And that's where I think you're stuck, my lovely Geminis. You're stuck in this Five of Swords conflict, internal conflict with yourself. It is only when you can get out of that that you will find that rapid forward movement. Knight of Wands, you'll find that kind of, he's the fire pony, he moves very quickly. That's where you're going to find it, is if once you get out of that five of swords. You got to move on. Yeah, all right, this is the present. We're using an oracle deck. Yeah. The two cards that just flew out were the Hell Train and Carrier Weather. The Hell Train cometh. It's a very tower energy. And again, what did I say? You've kind of been going through it. And again, you've been getting these messages. Keep going, keep persevering. That's kind of also what's happening here. I'm so sorry. I know it's the most annoying message to hear. And you're like, again, I'm tired of this, Grandpa. And the universe is like, well, that's too damn bad. You're being asked to carry your weather through the Hell Train, the good and the bad. As this Hell Train comes through, aggressively hydrate. Take care of your physical self, again, while you're kind of going through it. The answer to all of this is hiding in plain sight. X marks the spot. Like, that thing that you're trying to move on towards, that wish come true, you already know what it is. And, you know, yeah, you need to, that's how you're going to get out of it, is because it might already be something you have around you. It's something that you already kind of maybe have on the side. Maybe it's like a side hustle or something. Whatever it is, you already have it. Or you already know what it is. And you're like, for some reason, refusing to go after it. And again, I'm not trying to call you out, because we have reasons why we can't go after things, right? Business, we have families, we have capitalism. We live in a capitalist society where we have to pay bills and we have to have jobs, and there are so many things that stop us from doing what we want to do. The patriarchy, capitalism, racism, diet culture, like all these negative things that stop us from following our dreams, right? But what you need and what you want is hiding in plain sight. You know what it is. Like when I said, you want your wish come true, you want your dream come true, your passion, you probably were like, yeah, that thing that I really want, but I refuse to go after. Again, valid reasoning to not go after things, because again, we have to have our personal responsibilities first. But what you're being asked to do, because if you do not go for that thing and you do not get out of that energy, you're going to be stuck in that Hell Train carrying your weather. You're going to be stuck in that Hell Train with the universe like, just keep going. Unless you go after what that thing is. You got to burn the idols and take the next right step, the next right thing. I always think of this card because it has a compass on it, and I'm obsessed with Pirates of the Caribbean, if you couldn't tell by my Jack Sparrow tattoo. I see this as like Jack's compass. It doesn't point north, it points to what you want. What would that point to? What will be the next right thing in that journey? Think it in small. What will be the next small step forward? Would be burning the idols, the things that you don't need anymore, those things that are holding you back. Again, maybe once they were kind of, we idolize them. And honestly, this is like capitalism burning. It says like Void Burger, kind of like a McDonald's almost. There are things that we thought we had to have in order to be successful, again, in this capitalist society. Like, I did this when I left my full-time job to pursue this full-time. I quit my full-time job in corporate retail without a backup, on a whim and a prayer, because I was miserable. I was like, goodbye. And it felt like burning. It felt like a hell train. It felt like a tower moment. But that was the next right thing for me in that moment. And what I wanted to do was hiding in plain sight. I already kind of had a little bit of a following. I was already a yoga teacher. All I had to do was take that leap to do it full time. There and Back Again is at the bottom of the deck. We love a good Lord of the Rings reference, Hobbit reference, you know. This is the journey. Like, you've already done it. You've already done the hard things. You can do it again. There and back again. You can, like, it's time to go on that adventure. Time to go on that adventure, my Geminis. All right, that was present. That's what you got to do in the present. What's going on in the future? If I could actually shuffle, that'd be great. What's going on in the future for my lovely Geminis? Six of Cups at the bottom of the deck. There's Six of Wands or Six of Swords. That's what we're talking about. What do you want in the past was the Six of Swords to move on. There it is in the future. Moving on to calmer shores. If you can do this work in the present, Gemini, Page of Swords, going on an adventure, new way of thinking. Yeah, that's what's holding you back is the Five of Cups, grief. And it's in the future also, which means it's not going to go away. And that's not a bad thing, right? You can't get rid of grief. You can't just magically be like, I'm not sad anymore. Yay. You have to carry it, but you can carry your weather. This is the same as carrying your weather, except you can do it better, right? We don't want to get stuck in this Five of Cups of crying over those spilled cups. This is a reminder that your grief will go with you on this new adventure if you allow it to, or we can get some healthy coping mechanisms. King of Pentacles, big boss moves. And we have the King of Wands in the past. It's like you have passion, you have the fire inside of you. The King of Pentacles is bringing it into, I just saw 1111. This is bringing it into reality, physical realm, pentacles, material, wealth, like being the big boss in the real world, not just in your head. Death, card of Scorpio. Gotta let that old die, Gemini. It's gonna feel like death, but look what's on the other side. Nine of Pentacles. This is what everyone wants. Abundance, independence, success, luxury. I see her as the baby card to the Empress, which is luxury, creativity, divine feminine, living lavishly, if you will. Justice, card of Libra, balance, karmic justice. It's your time. You're due for something good to happen. You're due for those scales to balance. You know what I mean? Like, you're due for those scales to balance out. Seven of Cups, Three of Swords, Nine of Cups. So, we had the Nine of Cups in the past, right? That was our, like, light at the end of the tunnel, the thing that was keeping us going, was the hope that our wish will come true. And here it is again. Is that wish coming true? What's blocking it? Seven of Cups and Three of Swords. Unsure of what direction to go in, unsure, illusion, not knowing which to choose. But that is driven from a place of the Three of Swords, heartbreak, grief again, your heart being broken maybe too many times in the past from whatever has hurt you. That's what's stopping you from making a decision. That's what's causing the Seven of Cups and the confusion, because of the heartbreak, because of like, well, I've been through this pain and this hurt before because I chose wrong. I'm afraid to choose wrong again. But you can choose right. You can choose right. You can choose your dream come true. Because choosing that dream come true, that thing, you know what it is never going to bring you that heartbreak. I'm not saying it's not going to be easy, because look, chasing my dream, chasing my business, there has been slumps just recently. Like, I'm not even kidding, guys. Like, the past 6 months with the recession, small businesses are the first thing to suffer. I almost had to file for bankruptcy. Like, it was bad. And that was like my biggest slump in the past 5 years since I've been doing this. I've had other slumps. I've had extreme health issues where I was in the hospital for in and out of the hospital for a year with really crappy small business health insurance, right? I'm not saying the wish come true is perfect sunshine and rainbows all the time, but it is worth it. So this last thing we're going to do, this deck is kind of like a magic 8-ball. Gives you yes or no or similar answers. I want you to think of it like flipping a coin. You might not get the answer you want, but it's going to, how you feel about it is going to be clarify it for you, right? If you flip a coin, you get no, and you're like, but that's not the answer I wanted. You know in your heart what the answer is. That makes sense, because this can get a little draggy and it'll tell you straight up no. So remember that it might be for you, might be for another Gemini. I'm going to pull 3 cards. So think of your yes or no question. Nope. Someone needed to hear it. Straight up nope. Nope, 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 nope. Stop ruminating. Wow, we're getting dragged. I told you, I warned you, to be fair. It's on its way to you. That thing that you really want, it's on its way to you. Not that thing that said nope, that you're stuck on. The thing that you really want is on its way to you. You need to let go of the nope and ruminating over the nope. Okay? Transformation is on the horizons at the bottom of the deck. That's all I have for you, my lovely Gemini. I hope this resonated. I also wanted to mention, I just came out with this Moon Magic journal. It is a digital one. I just had one printed so I could see what it looked like. But if you want to work with this new moon in Leo, you want to work with all the moon phases, you want some tarot prompts, some journaling prompts, some rituals, it is part of my Blue Moon sale. So go ahead and snag it. Come join us and nourish your business. Join me in my witchcraft wellness courses. I have a membership here. All the things will be in the description box below. Again, 22% off with code Blue Moon if you want a personal reading. Don't forget to check your sun, moon, rising, and Venus. And I believe in you, Gemini. I know the going is tough, but you got this. I'll see you next time.